morning. I'm Brad Brousseau with Four Seasons Equipment here in Dallas, Texas. I'm here with Boris from Action Metals, also in Dallas, Texas. A few weeks ago, Boris just bought a brand new HX220 from us. And Boris, how's the machine working out for you?
The machine's working awesome. This is actually our third Hyundai that we purchased. It was an upgrade from the last one. We were getting into a position where we were spending more on maintaining an old piece of equipment, and we finally bit the bullet and went with a new machine, and since then it's the best decision we've made probably this year. Our expenses have been drastically cut. Now we can just focus on production, bringing in more scrap, processing it quicker. Right now we're cutting about 4 truckloads a day of scrap, so it's up quite a bit. Our yard is cleaner, we're moving more scrap, and instead of having material unprepared, just sitting, it's prepared, ready to go. We can take an order with a mill and fulfill it within a few days because the materials, it's already done, it's already prepared.
So what's been the feedback from your operator going from that older machine to this new machine now?
Not only from the operator, but I'm very hands-on with the equipment. I think it's very important to always be, to know the equipment that you're purchasing, but it's a lot more stable. It doesn't shake as much. The machine's quieter. If you can hear, you can barely hear the motor.
When did you guys buy your first Hyundai?
We purchased our first Hyundai. My dad purchased our first Hyundai, which actually we still have, and I'll show it to you guys next, in 2008. And it was a big step for us because it was a big piece of equipment and it was expensive, but ever since then we've been pretty loyal to the Hyundai brand. Of course there's always been ups and downs, but one thing is Four Seasons stands behind their equipment. They'll make it right, they'll repair it, they'll do anything, and that's why I ran back to get into another Hyundai. I didn't even look at the other excavator brands out there. I knew that Four Seasons was going to take care of me, and I wanted to go straight with another Hyundai.
So if you would, tell me a little history with Action Metals. When did you guys start?
My dad started this company in 1994 with just himself. He would run to the warehouse, weigh things up. They would load material in barrels, ship it out on a pickup truck, and he would run back in, weigh trucks. And yeah, we've been in business 26 years already. I'm second generation. My dad's from Bolivia. He came over here. Basically, the American dream. Came over with nothing, with a couple $100 to study at the University of Texas at Arlington. And he started this business, and thank God it's grown.
Boris, can you show us kind of around the yard, maybe explain some of the pieces of equipment you have
Sure.
working, how many employees?
Sure. One thing
idea.
I will tell you, it's a huge lesson that I learned from my dad, is that size of the yard does not matter. It's about what you move. But yeah, we're on about 2 acres. We have 3 hydraulic cranes, Centebogen and 2 Hyundais. We have a baler for non-ferrous. We have a shear for ferrous. And yeah, I'll take you around. So about 75% of our business is dealing with the peddler trade.
Okay.
Which is people just bringing in the scrap. And 25% of our business is maybe buying from smaller guys in the area and also buying from industrial manufacturers. But our yard is focused on buying from the public. We're open 7 days a week. Saturdays and Sundays as well, with reduced hours, for the weekend. So we process everything non-ferrous, bale our non-ferrous, copper, wire. We have another warehouse over here where we keep the clean, ready-to-go product. This year we got our first end dump trailer.
Okay.
So because we were, so many loads going to the mills, wanted to be in more control than relying on contract drivers. So right now we just got our first end dump, and hopefully this year we'll get another one. That way, we're in control of our shipping. And then we run 3 roll-off trucks. So we run a nice little fleet of four trucks. So we buy wire, aluminum wheels. That in this business, Copper is king. And yeah, we buy a lot from a lot of electricians, plumbers, everybody, like contractors.
Yep.
And I think that our advantage is, being open on the weekend. A lot of these people that work during the week, they can come in on Saturday,
Yeah.
and they have a place where they know they can sell their scrap. Not only that, best prices in town. I'll show you our roll-off containers.
And these are all new, right, Boris?
Brand new. We're fabricating all of our own containers. I really feel that number one, you want your piece of equipment that's at a customer, an industrial account, you want it to look good. Not only that, it represents your company, it represents your brand. And when you put old roll-off boxes somewhere, they leak. But we believe in all new equipment. That's really what we're focusing on right now, is making sure our customers have good equipment on the ground that also comply with their stormwater safety, that they're not going to get leaks, because that's important for them. And this machine, to this day, it still runs amazing. We've had to do some repairs over the years, but I mean, this machine is a workhorse. It hasn't stopped. And we've kept it up in good shape as well. Yeah, so this machine has a Rotobec grapple on it, a 4-tine grapple. Nice and painted as well. We want the equipment to look good.
Boris, how many hours would you say are on this machine now?
This machine for sure has over 20,000 hours.
Wow.
And it's just waiting when we need to use it. We've taken it to offsite to cleanups.
Okay.
We put the cab down, a lowboy comes,
Yep.
and we've actually have moved it to a second location where we've needed to do cleanup jobs.
Cleanups and tear downs and that.
And
yes.
so that's also something I want to focus on more. And the Hyundai equipment is reliable, so that's also why I decided to put the shear, our hydraulic shear, on another Hyundai.
Oh, great.
I'd like to give a huge thank you to Four Seasons, because as you know, we're in a global pandemic, and funds are tight and a lot of businesses are hurting, and they really stepped in and they saw our problem. They knew we were having an issue with our current piece of equipment that we were using our shear on, and they made the deal work for us. They completely they worked around us and our needs, basically what we needed to make the deal go through, so we can get a new piece of equipment and start producing and cutting up more scrap.